Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching this particular video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. And for this particular video, please, I'd really want to know where you're watching it from, especially the county. So let me know the name of the county you are watching us from in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto once again humiliated Raila Odinga and James Orengo at the Senate. He rallied Kenya Kwanza Senators to thwart any attempt to impeach the Siaya Deputy Governor, William Oduol. Just last week, William Ruto humiliated Raila Odinga and Azimio by rallying the support of members of parliament to vote for the finance bill. And for those who've been following this particular impeachment, the moment ODM party decided to join it, that was the moment it took a political angle. ODM, in its wisdom or lack of faith, number one, dragged the ODM branch to this particular impeachment. They wrote a letter to Oduol. For me, that was not the right move. Number two, ODM as political party also whipped their MCS to vote against Oduol, or to vote for impeachment of Oduol. And almost the entire Siaya MCS voted to impeach Oduol. And as you all know, William Ruto is a serious political animal who takes each and every available opportunity. William Ruto saw an opportunity to work with Oduol. So the only way he could work with Oduol was then to reach out to him, or even if not reach out to him, was to save him at the Senate. And by saving Oduol at the Senate, I won't be surprised to see Oduol now working openly with Ruto. Because one thing I know for sure, I don't think Oduol will be able to reconcile with the Siaya governor, James Orengo, or even ODM as a political party. But although as a politician, I also feel that Oduol, having been a politician for a long time, ought to have created serious networks. But let us look at the political aspect of this particular bill. For those who follow this channel, in one of my videos where I talked about this particular impeachment, and I'm going to share the link below, I opined that Raila Odinga was going to commit a serious political mistake by allowing Orengo to proceed with this impeachment motion to the Senate, because there was no way they were going to win. William Ruto was definitely going to win. Because in politics, just like Robert Greene always advises in law number 35, that you must master the art of timing. Was the timing right? No, I don't think so. The timing for this particular impeachment was not right. Again, in his same laws, law number 15, Robert Greene normally tells us that you must crush your enemies completely. Have they succeeded in crushing Oduol? I don't think so. So which means there's still a room for Oduol to revenge, which is very bad for them. And again, normally when you want to enter some of these actions, Robert Greene also has a strategy for that in his law number 28, that you must always enter into action with boldness. You must be sure that whatever we are entering in, is it the right thing? So for me, if I were Raila Odinga, because of timing, timing was not right, because you needed to crush Oduol and you couldn't crush him, there was no need of pursuing all this. But the question is, what next after this? What next? Let me take you to that my earlier video a bit before we proceed. In that my earlier video, I explained that this particular impeachment in general exposed Raila Odinga as a party leader who is unable to resolve party disputes internally. Because if you ask me, I don't see how this issue of Siaya, Raila Odinga could not have invited Orengo and Oduol to a table and then they agreed. But what happened was that Orengo went to Raila, then Raila went to an event in Siaya and they condemned Oduol. So probably that was a failure. The other thing which I pointed out in that video was that there was zero chance of winning. So if you can't win, why pursue it? Why? Because normally in this kind of wars, political wars, you can only plan all the way that from this stage, these are the number of senators we have in ODM. But Orengo, having served with some senators from Kenya Kwanza in the last Senate, you know, those can be his friends. Okay, there are 5 or so. Then you go ahead like that. But it seems these guys never planned all the way to the end. So which means there was no way they were going to win, which is very bad. And I also said that this particular impeachment, if it were to go through, it would have meant one thing, that Oduol was going to fall for the same fate which Mike Sonko found himself in. He could not run for any other political office, political appointment in future. So which means Oduol was also going to do everything possible to save his political career, to save his image. And that's why earlier today I was in some discussion with my friends, and they were so sure that the impeachment was going to go through. And I raised with them the issue of this matter. They were sure that the impeachment was going to go through, and therefore Oduol ought to have resigned before facing the Senate. But Oduol was also very sure of winning. But what next? That's what I want us to discuss in this video. Before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Without any further ado, let us go straight to the point. What next? Number one, Raila Odinga and James Orengo, for that matter, must now prepare for serious onslaught from Oduol Denge, aided by Kenyan government. And if you ask me, I'm seeing a situation where someone somewhere is going to use a deputy governor in one of the ODM counties to engineer an impeachment of an ODM governor. Siaya might not happen because they might not rally the support of the MCS. They might not rally the support of MCS in Homa Bay, in Migori. What about Kisii? Who is the governor for Kisii? Arati. Who is fighting Arati today? Yeah? Osoro. So they might decide that they want to finish Arati, who is ODM member, governor, sponsor a deputy governor to sponsor impeachment motion. They rally MCS, the governor will be impeached, the deputy will go ahead. They can even go to Mombasa, Kilifi, Kakamega. You know, Kakamega, I'm joking. So the truth is, ODM as a political party must now be prepared for a possibility of a sponsored impeachment motion. Someone can sponsor impeachment motion against James Orengo. It can happen. Oduol can be facilitated to do that now. Let me tell you, if by chance that will go and see the door of the Senate, home direct. So that's something they must start thinking and figuring out how they are going to deal with. So that's the first thing. Number two, in the interest of saving image, ODM as a political party and Raila Odinga as the party leader must also move with speed and reach out to Oduol and try to reconcile him with James Orengo. If that's not going to happen, then they can let Siaya take its course the way it's taking, but Raila Odinga then must figure out of all his ODM governors, which one has a problem with this deputy, so that they can be reconciled. If you ask me, that is the best strategy. It is important for political parties to resolve their issues internally. I don't have a problem with an impeachment motion being pursued by outsider against a governor. You see what happened in, was it Kirinyaga the other day? Where was it Muranga, where the MCS was supposed to meet, with the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. In Meru, the MCS were almost impeaching the governor, Kawira. What happened? The party intervened. So it's important for Raila Odinga to figure out how he's going to create a working harmony between their governors and their deputies. That's the next step. If that won't happen, the William Ruto, and the Kenya Kwanza, they've already flexed their muscles. You won't be surprised that tomorrow, Tom Ojienda, Professor, can decide to push for an impeachment motion against Professor Anyang' Nyong'o here in Kisumu. Then, to Senate, they'll have the numbers. The other alternative, which for me is not the best, is now to decide to identify those deputy governors who are problematic and decampaign them, paint them as bad. You see, like for example, Oduol issue, people were really sympathetic to Oduol until the issue of the 1.5 million chair came up. So unless they'll be able to come up with strategies like those ones, if you ask me, decampaigning them will not be a very good thing, because you can't go down to the ground just to decampaign a deputy governor. So the best for me is to look for ways of creating harmony between governors and deputy governors, so that in ODM counties, all of them, the deputy governor and the governors will always work together. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.